Let me tell you what this is. Let's see here. Nazi-acquired Buddha statue came from outer space. It sounds like a mashup of Indiana Jones plots, but German researchers say a heavy Buddha statue brought to Europe by the Nazis was carved from a meteorite that likely fell 10,000 years ago along the Siberia-Mongolia border. This space Buddha, also known as, here we go, get this, Iron Man to the researchers, is of unknown age, though the best estimates date the statue to sometime between the 8th and 10th centuries. The carving depicts a man, probably a Buddhist god, perched with his legs tucked in, holding something in his left hand. On his chest is a Buddhist swastika, a symbol of luck that was later co-opted by the Nazi Party of Germany. One can speculate whether the swastika symbol on the statue was a potential motivation to displace the Iron Man meteorite artifact to Germany. Excuse me, the researchers wrote online September 14th in the journal Meteoritics and Planetary Science. The Iron Man first came to Germany after a 1938-39 Tibet expedition by zoologist and ethnologist Ernst Schaffer, who was sent to the region by the Nazi Party to find the roots of an Aryan origin. The statue then passed into the hands of a private owner. Let's see here. Stuttgart University researcher Elmer Butcher and his colleagues first analyzed the statue in 2007 when the owner allowed them to take 5 minuscule samples of it. In 2009, the team had the opportunity to take larger samples from the inside of the statue, which was less prone to contamination, blah, 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 blah. Chemical analysis of the Iron Man samples revealed they are a close match for a famous scattering of space rocks from the Siberia and Mongolian border. Now, let me tell you what jumped into my mind when I read this. Number one, this is iron. This is, and I want you to, I've kind of alluded to this. This is the iron god. Was space iron floating around in space, an illuminated object that fell to the earth. Let me get out my can here. Let me cut away from this and where's my can? Here it is right here. Take your Bible, turn to Acts chapter 19. I think there is a biblical reference to this. And understand this, that number one, this is something that fell. This was a god that fell from the sky. I understand this one. I got it. Okay, the star fell from the heavens to the earth. The Buddhists took it and carved a statue out of it. And then they put a swastika on it. A swastika basically is an X chromosome with opposites on it. Okay, I mean, you understand that now. That's what the swastika is. That's why the Nazis took it, because of that symbol. And they latched onto it because of that symbol, because the occultism of Nazi Germany was such that we're trying to create the master race of human beings. And so their concept was being fed to them by the Tool Society, who was channeling all these little gods and devils everywhere, preparing them for a new world order, a new millennium, a 1,000-year reign, as it were. And so they already had the concept of transhumanism before anybody else did, as far as the 20th century is concerned, other than Margaret Sanger. I have a picture of Margaret Sanger speaking at a Klan rally, by the way. I might show that one of these days. Acts chapter 19, verse 35. Let's read verse 34. But when they knew that he was a Jew, all with one voice, about the space of 2 hours, cried out, "Great is Diana of the Ephesians." And when the town clerk had appeased the people, he said, "Ye men of Ephesus, what man is there that knoweth not how that the city of the Ephesians is a worshipper of the great goddess Diana, and of the image which fell down from Jupiter?" Now that to me is interesting, because apparently in Ephesus they were worshiping an iron meteorite. They were worshiping an image that they had carved out of a meteorite. Whatever substance it was, we don't know. But here we have one from sometime before Christ, and it was a meteorite, fell down from the sky, fell down from the heavens. It was space iron is what it was, and they carved this god of transformation out of it. I think I'm seeing a very, very similar situation in the book of Acts chapter 19, verse 35. By the way, I pulled up a very interesting article on Wikipedia concerning Jupiter, the mythology of the god Jupiter. In ancient Roman religion and myth, Jupiter, whose name means basically sky god, or Jove, which is the Latin of it. Have you ever heard anyone say, by Jove? They're saying by Jupiter. Jupiter was the chief deity of the Roman state religion. Think about that one, the Roman state religion. This is why in Ephesus they said, this is our town, this is our city, and we worship Diana. That's because Jupiter was the god over the political religion. The state and the religion had merged together. He was the chief deity of the Roman state religion throughout the Republican and imperial eras until the empire came under Christian rule. Not really. Listen to this. This is interesting. As the sky god, he was a divine witness to oaths, the sacred trust on which justice and good government depend. Many of his functions were focused on the Capitoline, which basically means, are you ready for this? Capitol Hill. If you're an American, you know what that is, because you hear stories on the news every night. Lawmakers up on Capitol Hill have decided that they are going to really stick it to America this week. Capitol Hill is the name of the location of both houses of Congress, the Senate and the House of Representatives, and they meet in the Capitol building on Capitol Hill. Well, there is a god over Capitol Hill, and his name is Jupiter, which everybody knows that's where little boys come from. Little boys are from Jupiter because they are stupider. Anyway, I don't know if you remember that or not. We used to say that all the time. I thought that was very interesting. Here's something else that's very interesting. I'm going to show you a video that somebody actually sent me a picture first and notified me of it, and I couldn't really make it out. And